The tragic disappearance of British teenager Jay Slater, which gripped both the UK and Spain for weeks, reached a heartbreaking conclusion when authorities confirmed that his body had been discovered in a perilous ravine in Tenerife. After intense speculation, false hopes, and a desperate search by family and friends, the official confirmation came. The remains found in a rugged part of the Tenerife Mountains were identified as Jay's through fingerprint analysis. What began as a missing persons report after a holiday night out spiraled into a saga of fear, confusion, and grief. Now, with the discovery of Jay's body and the confirmation of multiple injuries, questions remain about how the 19-year-old apprentice bricklayer's adventure on the island ended in tragedy. A holiday that turned into a nightmare. Jay, from Twizzle in Lancashire, had traveled to Tenerife with friends for a summer getaway. Known for his cheeky smile and a personality that could light up any room, he was the kind of lad who seemed to radiate energy. For those who knew him, Jay's spirit was inseparable from his youth, eager to explore, quick to laugh, and always chasing fun. The holiday had begun like any other: laughter, beaches, and late nights out in Tenerife's vibrant clubs. But as his friends returned to their accommodations in Los Cristianos on that fateful evening, Jay went off with a new group of acquaintances. Hours later, he was reportedly seen trying to make his way back to his friends, his phone battery draining fast, his sense of direction perhaps faltering in the unfamiliar terrain of the island's remote northwestern side. When Jay's family received word that he hadn't returned, panic set in. Calls went unanswered. Messages showed only one tick: delivered, but never read. Soon, the worry of his mates turned into the formal machinery of a missing person search. The search in the ravine. The rural de Tenerife National Park is a place of breathtaking natural beauty, jagged cliffs, treacherous ravines, and dense vegetation. But to locals, it is also a place to tread carefully. The paths are narrow, the drops sudden, the weather unpredictable. Even experienced hikers approach the terrain with caution. It was here, among the rocks and shadows of a ravine, that Spanish search teams, assisted by helicopters and drones, tirelessly looked for signs of Jay. Volunteers and even British expats joined in, combing through unforgiving landscapes under the scorching sun. His family members flew to the island, holding on to the slim hope that he might have found shelter, waiting to be rescued. For days, there was silence. Then a breakthrough came. Human remains were spotted deep in a ravine that locals described as so dangerous even they avoid venturing down. The discovery cast a grim pall over the community of searchers, though authorities urged caution, saying formal identification was required. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Fingerprint Identification. On Tuesday morning, Spanish authorities confirmed the devastating truth. Fingerprint testing had matched the remains found to those of Jay Slater. The official announcement, though expected by many following the search, still delivered a crushing finality. Police noted that Jay's body bore multiple injuries consistent with a fall from height. While the exact sequence of events remains under investigation, the landscape itself offers clues: sheer drops, loose rocks, and deceptive paths. For someone unfamiliar with the terrain and possibly exhausted, dehydrated, and disoriented, a fatal slip was tragically plausible. A family shattered. Back in Lancashire, Jay's mother, Debbie Duncan, who had flown to Tenerife as soon as her son was reported missing, issued a statement through police. Her words were raw, filled with anguish. "Our hearts are broken. Jay was our beautiful boy, full of life, full of dreams. We can't believe this has happened. No parent should have to go through this pain." Family friends described Debbie as a tower of strength throughout the ordeal, but those close to her said the strain of waiting for answers had visibly worn her down. Jay's father and siblings also joined the search in Tenerife, clutching at hope until hope itself crumbled under the reality of the discovery. Back home, vigils were held in Twizzle. Candles flickered, flowers were laid, and posters of the smiling teen, once symbols of determination to find him, became markers of remembrance. The impact in Tenerife. Jay's death has left its mark not only on his family and friends, but also on Tenerife itself. For weeks, The island's residents witnessed the arrival of British media crews, volunteer groups, and online sleuths speculating endlessly about his fate. Local authorities, who are accustomed to dealing with lost hikers and accidents in the Tenerife Mountains, were visibly moved by the case's international attention. Some rescuers admitted to feeling a personal connection after meeting Jay's mother, saying they searched as though he was one of their own children. A restaurant owner in the nearby village of Masca told reporters, "It is a tragedy. We see tourists every year underestimate the danger of these mountains. But when it is a young man like Jay, so full of life, it cuts deep." The online storm. As with many high-profile cases, Jay's disappearance became the subject of fevered speculation online. Social media was flooded with theories, some well-intentioned, others cruel. Theories of foul play, staged disappearances, and conspiracies circulated widely, often leaving Jay's family to grapple not only with their loss, but also with relentless misinformation. Jay's friends pleaded with the public to let him rest and remember the real person, a teenager who loved football, music, and joking around. Not a figure to be dissected for clicks and views. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Multiple injuries and unanswered questions. The official cause of Jay's death has not yet been released in detail, but Spanish police confirmed the body bore multiple injuries consistent with a fall. That phrasing has fueled further debate. Was it a simple accident? Did exhaustion or dehydration play a role? Could he have been trying to scale the steep ravine to reach help? Investigators are likely to release a more detailed autopsy report in the coming weeks. Until then, speculation continues, though authorities emphasize there is no evidence of foul play at this stage. The return home. The heartbreaking process of repatriating Jay's body to the UK is now underway. His family has expressed a wish for privacy, but also gratitude for the outpouring of support. Fundraisers that were initially set up to support the search will now go toward funeral costs and memorial arrangements. In Oswaldtwizel, locals are already planning a community tribute. Lanterns released into the night sky, a mural painted on a local wall, and a memorial football match to celebrate Jay's love for the sport. A story that resonated. Why did Jay's story resonate so deeply with people across the UK? Perhaps because he was so recognizably ordinary, a young man at the start of his adult life, on holiday with friends, doing the things so many others have done. His disappearance played into every parent's nightmare, the phone that never rings back, the silence where there should be laughter. It also touched on something more universal, the fragility of life when we step outside our comfort zones, the risks hidden in beauty, and the way a single misstep can alter countless lives forever. Moving forward. As Jay's family prepares to say their final goodbyes, the island of Tenerife will carry the memory of his story. Local guides have already said they expect his case will serve as a warning for future visitors, a reminder that even the most Instagram-worthy paths can conceal real danger. Back in Lancashire, Jay's friends vow to honor him not by dwelling on his death, but by celebrating the energy he carried into every room. "He was the lad who made everyone laugh," one of his mates recalled. That's how we'll remember him, not for what happened in Tenerife, but for who he was every day before. Conclusion. The confirmation of Jay Slater's death in a Tenerife ravine has brought devastating closure to a story that captured international attention. Identified through fingerprints, with injuries consistent with a fall from height, his fate stands as a painful reminder of both the unpredictability of life and the enduring strength of a community united in grief. As the headlines fade, Jay's legacy will live on not in speculation but in memory. The boy with the cheeky grin, the friend who never failed to show up, the son whose family's love will outlast even the deepest sorrow. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.